Hey friends, how are you all doing today? I'm going to paint another 12-inch by 12-inch canvas. Oop, I just knocked something over. I really like this size. It works well in the gallery I sell in downtown Omaha, Nebraska. It's from Michael's. It's gallery wrapped and splined, means that there's a little rubber gasket in here. They're just nice and neat looking. I really like them. It's their professional level 3. I'm going to paint a barn, and I thought you guys might like to tag along. The reference photo is on Unsplash. I'll link it in this video description. I'm going to paint the whole canvas sort of a light burnt umber color. So I'm going to mix titanium white with, where is it? This is right behind me, with some burnt umber. Okay, let's have some fun. Hey, I'm popping back in really fast this time. I'm using a 2-inch flat brush. It's a really expensive one. It usually comes in a pack of 3 or 4 different sizes of brushes from Blick Art Materials. And it looks like I have about the right amount of paint. So one thing I wanted to mention is what's nice is I'm going to have to quit for today. I'm going to head over to Emily's favorite daughter and favorite son Jack. We're gonna meet at Emily's new house and have pizza with Chase. I call him Chase Man. He's my son-in-law. And the other thing I wanted to mention, so one thing nice is that this can dry overnight, and so when I come back and start working on the barn painting, this will be, I don't know if it'll be cured, but it'll be nice and dry, so I can do a little like wiping off if I need to. And the other thing I thought you'd be able to see here, oh, yep, you can. You can see how the color I mixed dries about not quite a shade darker, about a half a shade darker, which I don't mind at all. I'm used to it with acrylic paints. Plus, a lot of times I save my whites for last. So I'm okay with it drying a little bit darker. I can always come back and lighten it up a little bit. I'm just making sure I have paint everywhere. Okay, I hope those couple little comments are helpful. Oh, you could kind of see my word love underneath that I wrote on with just a little brown chalk pastel. I think the brand is M-U-N-G-Y-O, Mungyo. It's just a little teeny piece. I don't know if you can see that. But that's okay too, because actually I think it might be gone now. And I'm gonna paint barn and grass and sky over it. So, okay guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Let's take a look at what I'm doing here. So here's my reference photo. I'll link it in this video description. It's on Unsplash. And I really like it. There's a lot of fun things happening. The door is crooked up here. It looks like the barn is kind of sinking. Or this is way taller than I realized, because you'd want to fit a tractor or something in there, I would think. I'm guessing. I'm not a farm girl. And so, but I've got a square canvas, so I made my barn taller. And then one thing I did was kind of decide where I want the barn to end here and end here, and then make sure I have some room for the front and then room for a pine tree here. So in order to find this point, okay, the barn's kind of bending over here. So I just brought down these 2 points, or you could bring down these 2 points. Here, let's just do the outside. So they have an outside box, and then you just draw an X. And so I had an X in here about where the light is. And then that finds your middle point for the roof. And then I just brought these up, because this is straight on. So these line up. Oop, gotta get my T-square straight. And then I just brought the points down. It does get trickier because this is going off into distance and things get smaller. And then you could even draw a point, you know, off your, if you had a piece of paper off video frame to get that. You can also kind of estimate it based on the lines you've got going. Okay. I'll have to think about if we can do a 1.2 point perspective video down the road. And then I have my horizon line here. I think I brought it up a smidge just because I didn't want it too close to there. And I actually didn't want it too close to the window there. And I brought that over the, oh, I didn't bring it over this side. I need to do that. What else? Oh, and then I thought, well, I don't know how much of a road I'm going to have here, but I think we'll bring a little, not really a road, but almost like a beaten path. And I don't want it to go to the corner, so I have it coming up. And then I thought maybe this might just be like a, I don't know, another little different patch of grass that I have going here. But also what these lines do is point you in. And then I took some white. So I'm using a combination of chalk pastel, just kind of an off brownish color, charcoal pencil. It's a General's charcoal pencil. And it says this is charcoal white, but charcoal isn't white, so I don't know actually what that's made of. But it's called a General's charcoal white pencil. And so then I'm thinking, okay, so this sky line will bring you in here. I'm gonna have kind of a dip here, I think. So it offsets this peak. And then I'm gonna have a line here, which will bring you in. So that's what I'm thinking. This will be much more complicated if you're new to painting. You can just turn this photo into a traceable and paint it. It's a great photo. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to show you that I did, before I did all of this, I kind of did a quick little sketch in my sketchbook, kind of playing with color, shadow. I want to put some ducks in it so I can kind of see where I'm going. Or I can see a little bit where I'm going. It's really bright color, but you can already tell here rusher, lighter greens. I'm going to hint at a little bit of a red roof. I think this might have been red at one time. You can kind of see a little rusty there. And interestingly, this seems pretty square. It's mostly falling apart over here. You know, maybe darker, cooler colors up front to help bring you in, that kind of thing. Okay guys, I'm going to start getting some paint down. We'll talk about what paint colors I'm using and I'll be back. Hey friends, I'm going to stop here and we'll start the live at this point, so I'll link that in this video description. I've got phthalo blue green shade, one of my favorite colors. Here's that better, getting glare. I've got quinacridone magenta. I use it both, I've got it both in the heavy body and the regular basics. And I have cad yellow medium hue. So right there. I go through a lot of yellow because it's not as heavily pigmented as, say, like the phthalo blue green shade. It's not as strong of a color, so you tend to mix with more yellow than you do other colors. And then I've got a little bit of titanium white there. Here's the titanium white. So I'm gonna mix, well, you can jump over to the live, or I'm gonna download the live and time lapse it from this point. And I'm gonna be mixing greens. Oh, sorry, I don't think I mentioned that. I put the burnt umber on my palette because the burnt umber and white is what I used for the background. So those are my colors. And I'm gonna mix some greens and we're gonna put in some of the grasses. And I'm not sure how far we'll get during the live, but then again, I will time lapse it from this point on, and then I'll pop back in when the live's over, so you know when that is. Okay guys, I'll be back after a bit. Hey friends, that last little bit was the live, and this is the next day, and I'm already seeing, so I like this line here, because it's kind of what could be the path where the, I don't know, wagons, equipment come out of the barn, but I think this is too close to the middle, and what I mean by this is there's I've got a bigger triangle, and I think it's pointing. I guess I don't need to measure it. Well, it's a little off center. But I think what I might do is, I don't know. It's not that big a deal yet because this is just putting down color or dirt. But I might, and it does line up there. I might, though, try to maybe make this stronger. I'm not sure what. It might not be that big a deal. It just kind of stuck out to me when I sat down. Okay, I'm going to paint some more, and I'll be back in a bit. Let's stop and take a look. So one of the things I'm really liking, I'm going to pick it up a little bit, is I put another coat or two, or let's see, for sure 2, sometimes 3 of similar paint color. And I also kind of kept playing with this area. I think that looks almost really good and done. I am going to put some weeds over the barn and stuff, so I'm not exactly sure. I kind of played with a couple little weeds right there just to see what I thought. So I'm really liking that. And I wasn't going to leave it so colorful, but so far I like it. So we're going to leave it. I've added, a little more color, not really to the door there. I painted the windows. Here, you might want to see the windows closer. They're not done, but they're coming along. There's a lot more to them now. Added some board and brushstroke directions down here. Kind of played with the ones up here. I ended up putting a little yellow on here. I don't know if I like it. One of the reasons I did that is because this is really strong and it's over here. Because it's warm, there's light. It's also really strong because I've got my son. So I kind of want to, of course this is strong because this is a big hole. So this is making me a little nervous, but I think it's okay. But that's why I put some yellow here just to kind of bring, and then also in my reference photo, this is really lit up. And so I thought, well, I could lighten this up, lighten the door up. Actually, I can lighten it up there too. We could probably get away with a little more of that. So I did, I put in some warm colors, but we could probably, and I'm thinking I'm going to come over with, maybe I don't know if I'm going to use white, but I'm going to use maybe a really light yellow, really light burnt umber color and really wash that out. And I haven't totally decided what I want to do with the roof yet. And then I'm also adding layers to my background trees, adding some darker color. The pink wine color tree was scaring me, so now I've added some greens and some other, and it's starting to look better. And then when I look at my phone, it looks a lot better, because that's one way for me to step way back from it. So there's a lot of things I like and are working in this. What else? Oh, I'm gonna have a light here, so there's kind of a weird spot there. There's a lot of details we need to put on. But one thing I ended up doing is I took a little light blue, and then another, after it dried, here, let's get it close. So I put a window in there, just a hint of a window. And I just kind of took a light blue gray and a 1/2 inch flat brush and just put in a brush stroke. And if it didn't quite cover, you know, put in another one, maybe even put in one this way, let it dry. And then I put a lighter, I mean, it's gonna look almost white just because of the contrast. I put a lighter, I just tapped it. Here, I don't know, the reason why I'm not doing this is because my brush is splitting, but I had just a little bit and I just tapped it right on there for an edge. And then I even put a little green in there just for fun. But that's actually why my paintings take a long time to paint. But also what's fun, it's the little details. And then the other thing I did is I thought, well, let's bring some dirt in. Instead of stopping it here, I'm like, we would probably see it a little bit. So I just brought some dirt in. And then this bent part of the barn, where it has more distress, which I'm mimicking somewhat. You really don't see it too much here. It's still pretty straight up and down, but this is bent here. I exaggerated, but I think we might be okay. I think if I put like some holes in it, like this has kind of a big board missing. I think that'll help. We're not really there yet. What else did I do? That might be about it. I'm not totally crazy. The shadow here should be cooler, but I'm not too worried about it yet. I'm just kind of building things to see what I think. Okay, guys, I hope those comments help. Oh, I am painting on the sides. Oh, I need to paint a little more of that tree. I'm just kind of indicating the painting over onto the sides. But surprisingly, I mean, I've done a Queen Anne's lace video. I've done 2 of them. The second one has pretty colorful dirt. I'll link it in this video description. So it's not like I haven't done this before, but I wasn't thinking I was going to go with this much color. We'll see where we end up. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, I thought I'd stop a minute. Look at my palette. I got like a zillion colors on there. It's summertime, so it's drying out pretty good. But I can always put out more paint. So what the heck am I doing? I'm playing. I'll put in some grass, and then I'll maybe, take out a little grass. I put in another lighter pink back here, kind of played a little bit. So instead I had an aqua color, and I came back with a little bit darker aqua color to break it up. I think I like that. I got a lot of color going. So I'm wrestling a little bit with this because I've got a lot of color going. I think this side is good. So here's one thought. So in the reference photo, a lot of times the ground, the grass is lighter than the upright things like the trees or the buildings. And so that's one thing I'm wrestling with a little bit because my building is lighter than my ground. But I'm also maybe saying, hey, it's an evening sunset. I need to work on this tree some more too. That might help me. And then I lightened up this side, kind of just kept adding textures and playing with it. Oh, I need to put in a bar and a couple of, I don't know, like how, just indicate what might be hanging from the bar if that barn door wasn't falling off. What else? I think I popped in already and said I decided to pull the dirt or the ground into the barn. So I put in some grasses, but not too many. So one thing I'm also thinking is quieter around the edges, busier towards my subject, which is the barn. I put in sky holes. I keep kind of playing with the trees and the colors, seeing if I like it. I had a strong line here. I think I got rid of that quite a while ago, but when I put in some pinks here, I got rid of that. I don't know. I think we're going to make this darker, make it a little more dramatic, even though I just lightened it up. And then I need to work on this tree. So we'll take a little tour here. So this is I've been kind of pushing more and more color into my paintings if you've been following along with me. This is almost June of 2022, in case that helps you. Oh, I lightened this up a little bit too. Let's put in some texture. Here, maybe you want it a little closer. So it's fun. I don't sound too enthused yet because there's the grasses in the warm side of the barn. Because I'm just kind of playing with it and trying to decide if I like it. I really like where I take a corner of a flat brush, sorry, I'm trying to find, and I just put like a blob. I think that really helps entertain. So that's what I mean, kind of like more detail here, less detail here. And you want to kind of see the trees and the sky holes I put in. Okay, hopefully that helps a bit. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this, but so I haven't worked on this painting for maybe a week. There's a link in this video description. I've got a barn with round hay bales, and it has a traceable that you might like to paint, but you could paint it with juicy colors like this. Okay guys, I don't know if I have any more thoughts. I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, I'm done. Let's see, I stopped for a little bit and had dinner, and then I took a photo of it, which really helps me stand back from it. And also just not being in my studio with it too helps. Going, have a snack, have a cup of tea. In this case, I had dinner. I realized that my trees back here were the same colors and pretty much the same values as this tree. So I don't want to get this tree, I mean, you could say it's maybe early fall or something, but I'm mostly wanting to say, you know, late evening sun. So I put some oranges. Orange is a transparent color. You want to test your orange or check the tube too, depending on the brand. But since I was using quinacridone magenta, look at this palette, quinacridone magenta and cad yellow, I know both of those are transparent, so it makes a transparent orange. And I think, so warming it up brings it closer, because as things go into the distance, this isn't the best example to show you, but as things go into the distance, they generally get cooler and grayer. I can't remember for sure, but I think the reds or the yellows drop out first, and then the reds, although I have pink back here, but I've cooled it down. So, I mean, it's like there's some rules of thumb, but you can get away with some stuff too. What else? So I think that helps because it brings the tree forward, because the tree is quite forward. I put in a bar and some hinges. I put in a light. I might mess with that a little more. I don't know if I need to. And then I put in a duck. So I had, if you remember, I had some cute ducks here that I just sort of indicated on my pastel sketch. This is just a little Strathmore sketchbook. Let's see, I'll show you. Tone gray. I really like it. Let's see. So I put in one duck. I was actually gonna have the duck looking into the barn, but I ended up kind of twisting it because I had a little flick and I kind of liked the tail. So now it's looking this way. But I don't think that's a problem at all. It's over, you know, my center of my painting is about there. It's over on the right hand side, and I've got plenty of strong lines. So you remember those color blocks I painted? And I just added on top of them. I kind of reinforced this line a little bit because I lost it. And then like this is a directional stroke, just a stroke of orange that point you this way. There's kind of a stroke of purple. There was a stroke of orange right behind where I put the duck. You can still kind of see it. This aqua is really strong. I do have some aqua over here, but that's dark aqua. You really don't notice it so much. It really stands out over here. There's a little bit there too. Let me know what you think. It is a colorful painting. If you have any title ideas, leave them in the comments. I would love to know. Here, maybe you want to see, like occasionally I just put a dot even though it's not as bright as like that dot. I think that's just entertaining. And I think I already mentioned that I lightened that up some more just to kind of help push you back. Oh, and I put in this cloud. I thought I kind of wanted, for some reason, I decided I had this cloud and then this cloud was here. I decided I wanted this to cross over. And you know, because the barn, you have this and this here, and then I had this and then kind of this. I decided I wanted crossing over, kind of coming towards the tree. So the tree looks into the barn looks this way. I think it works okay, even though I've got my highlights and the sun shining there. I think it works okay. I think there's enough going on. You guys have to let me know. I think the lime green helps too. Helps pull you over this way. Okay, so I muted my trees here. We'll just kind of start up here. There's the bar on the top barn door, and just kind of hinted at some sort of hinges, or I don't know what you'd call that up there, that it was hanging on. Now it's teetering. The sky holes really can help with your trees, and then coming back and so kind of softening, that can help too. There's some of the pinks. I mean, really, if you think about it, it's kind of funny. I've just got patches of color, but I like it. I think it's fun, and I think it works. And then sometimes I cross over the color to break the line, because originally I just had, you know, like orange, pink, orange, green, and then kind of this big colorful triangle up here. Just kind of break up the shape. Just hinted at a very few grasses down here. There's the light. Maybe you want to see the light on the barn. I think that works. I will definitely look at it tomorrow. There's the duck. So, no white on this duck. It's kind of an off putty color white. And then I had a lighter putty color, and then I just put some yellow on it. And then, I don't know if I can get it to focus, but it's just kind of a hint of a duck. Oh, here, maybe you want to see those trees. I like that I softened them and grayed them up a little bit. That pushes them further back. And then warmed up. That, oh yeah, that definitely helps. I'm looking at it in my phone. Oh, and here's the tree trunk. So values are more important than color. I have kind of a wine colored tree trunk. And then just tints, meaning light, white mixed with the wine color, and then the wine's really dark, so I didn't mix anything else with it. So it's like quinacridone magenta and some burnt umber. Maybe a little blue, I don't totally remember. Not fun. It's just blobs, shapes, and then kind of like a bigger shape, and then little shapes on top of it. Okay, well, I hope that helps a bit. Let me know what you think of these juicy paintings I've been doing lately. I just did a bunch of red trees with an orange tree. Happy Birch Day was a while ago. I'll link that one in this video description. It has a traceable. You might like painting that one. It has juicy colors like this one, but I went darker in value, so it's softer too. Okay, guys, I super appreciate you tagging along with me. It's so fun to share my art journey with you. I love it that you guys share your artwork with me in the Facebook group. Link is in this video description. I just love that. I love the support. It's just been phenomenal. Thank you for supporting my art and my channel. I can't thank you guys enough. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.